Before I start this lesson, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, double honor to the apostle, elders, great millstone, rule well and teach well. Shalom to the 144,000 men that's pushing you, believing in his word and all true sincerity. Shalom to the Israelites, that's all the men, women, and children that's tuning in and listening. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad all four corners of the earth, and shalom yet again. This video is a continuation of the last video. I kind of was rushed a little bit. I was on the clock and I had to go to work. I'm just picking back up where I left off in Exodus, speaking on the history during the time of when our people was in Egypt, and when Moses and Aaron was on the scene, perform miracles in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and also with the gods that they was exposing that was false. So nonetheless, I'm gonna pick back up. Well, I'm gonna restart in the 11th chapter. It's Exodus 11 chapter verse 1. Chapter 11 of verse 1. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, "Yeah, I will bring one plague more upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterwards he will let you go hence. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether. Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow his neighbor, and every man of his neighbor. Borrow every man of his neighbor, and every woman of his neighbor. Salakia, jewels of silver and gold." In verse 3, and the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, saying, in the sight of Pharaoh, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people. And basically, yeah, the heavenly Moses and Aaron was known because the miracles that they was performing through the power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai name was known. And basically, the Lord magnified Moses because he was a mediator between the children of Israel and Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. In verse 4, and Moses thus said, let me read that. This is verse 4. And Moses said, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, about midnight I will go out in the midst of Egypt." In verse 5, and the firstborn in the land shall die. For the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of the beast. So basically, the Lord is plaguing Egypt yet again and killing all the firstborn, from the firstborn to the kings, all the way down to the normal people, to the beasts. Every firstborn is getting hit, besides the Israelites. In verse 6. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall it be like it any more. Verse 7, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye know how the Lord doeth put a difference between Egyptians and Israel, and there is a difference between Egyptians and Israelites. Verse 8, all thy servants shall come down unto me and bow themselves unto me, saying, Get thee out, and all the people that follow thee. After that I will go out. And he went out from Pharaoh in a great anger. In verse 9, the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that my words may be multiplied in Egypt. My wonders may be multiplied in Egypt. In verse 10, and Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh, and the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let the children of Israel go. And yeah, that goes to show that Pharaoh hardened his heart. He didn't hearken unto what the Lord was saying. And the Lord said it repeatedly, multiple times, let my people go that they may serve me. He said it multiple times, which implicates the fact of that the heathens don't really listen to the Lord. And that's why it brought that judgment upon those people. So back in the earlier verses, when you have to just imagine and think, when those firstborn was being killed throughout the land of Egypt, it wasn't no good time. You have to realize when they was being slaughtered, they woke up the next morning like, damn, all my kids are gone, all my firstborn of my son, the firstborn. The firstborn is, you gotta just imagine, the firstborn is really your first parent's kid, so they hold them near and dear to them. You gotta just imagine and picture that. So after that, I'm gonna show y'all the Egyptian gods that the Lord was bringing down and telling them and basically showing that they was fake. They're not real gods. Let me see. This is Wikipedia. No, where was it? I think it was this one. Yeah, so I have to go back to as well because I forgot to mention some of them. So the Egyptian god of storms and disorder is Seth, right? And the next one is Ra, the sun god, the 3 days of darkness, of complete darkness. But let me go back to Seth. Okay, still Pharaoh will not listen to the message of the Lord. He still relies on his own Egyptian gods and goddesses. The 8th plague issued by the Lord Yahweh had even greater purpose than all the others. It felt so that the Pharaoh would tell even his sons that the mighty things that the Lord Yahweh, thus teaching even the future generations of the power and strong hand of Yahweh over all the Egyptian gods and goddesses. And yeah, that goes to show that the Lord controls all things, as it says in Isaiah chapter 45. And Ra, the sun god, and yeah, even now you still have people worshiping Ra, but nonetheless, the Lord is going to come back and put all these idols to shame. So let me read this. Ra, the sun god. Darkness now fell upon Egypt, unannounced as a prelude to the future fate be felt. It wasn't unannounced. It was announced because back in when you reread it, Moses told them, "I'm gonna put a plague upon you of darkness." Let me see. As a prelude to the future fate be felt by the Egyptian Empire, when the message of the Lord was not heeded, and they still turned to their own Egyptian gods and goddesses. And yeah, when the Lord comes, when Yahweh cracked them clouds, ain't no other guys going to be trying to say going to be present at the time. Yahweh is going to come back and put all you idols and all the idols and all you heathen in subjugation. He's going to show y'all who he is. When he cracked them clouds, there ain't gonna be no Allah, no Buddha. And the last thing heathens expect is a so-called black god or a so-called black man cracking them clouds in the chariots. And let me see, they still turn to their own Egyptian gods and goddesses. 3 days of oh shit, I'm starting like a motherfucker. 3 days of whatever of darkness that was so immense it could be physically felt and cover the land of Egypt. So like I said, in the darkness you couldn't see anything. You could light a light and it was so dark you wouldn't even know who's what. You had kids that was crying. You couldn't even go see your kid. You couldn't physically see anything. You got to think there's beasts roaming around. They probably heard crying. It was like, oh, that's my next meal. And fell the ultimate power of Egypt, the Egyptian plague, death of the firstborn. So Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, was worshipped by the Egyptians because he was considered to be the greatest Egyptian god of all. And yeah, they worship Pharaoh. They pay tribute to Pharaoh. He had them under subjugation, yet at the same time, I'm pretty sure, as most kings, you have to think the heart of the king and of the Lord. So as he did to Nebuchadnezzar and all these other kings, these kings boast in their power like it's their own, and it's not. Considered to be the greatest Egyptian god of all, it was believed that he was actually the son of Ra himself and manifested in the flesh. And after the plague of darkness fell throughout the land was lifted, Pharaoh resumed his position of bargaining with the Lord and offered Moses another deal. And he kept telling them, like, okay, if you take this plague off, I won't plague you. Or if you take this plague off from us, I'll let you go. And the Pharaoh didn't do that. The Lord hardened his heart for a reason, to demonstrate his power. So, since virtually all the Egyptian animals have been consumed by the judgments of the Lord, Pharaoh now consented to the request made to let the people go, but they must leave their animals behind. And know the Lord should take those animals. And nonetheless, I'm gonna grab one or two precepts. Actually, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna grab one or two precepts. Let's see. Harden. Yeah, because the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Shai hardened the hearts of the wicked to destroy them even more and to make an appointed example. So let me see. I think I didn't spell that fair. Oh shit, I'm not spelling it right. Let me see. Alright, let me find it. Bear with me, Baba Kasha. Let me see. Let me go to this. Nah, that wasn't it. The Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart that he. Let me see. Harden. But you realize and understand that the Lord did do that to make his name known. Actually, I'm going to grab this other one. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's in Proverbs. Let me see. This is Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? And yeah, the Lord basically was guiding him to destruction. That's why, as you know, as being men and women in this truth, we have to pray and pray. We'll pray constantly day in and day out that the Lord is with us. And not even just that, the Lord won't lead us to destruction. Kings. All right. The king. Let me see. How many? 64? No, that's in the Old Testament. Pretty sure. Slovakia. Oh, yeah, this is wait. The king's heart isn't. Yeah, this is Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the river's water, he turneth whensoever he will. Verse 2, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. And yeah, basically the Lord is in control of everything. You have no power. There's no such thing as free will. There's no such thing as, oh yeah, I control this, I control that. The Lord gives you that power. That don't mean you're in control of anything, man. This just shows that the Lord can really set you up to bring you down. And that's why you have to fear the Heavenly Father even more. But, yeah, this is pretty much it. To wrap this up, this little series up. Since it was the Passover, I was just finishing it out. But before I close out, I'd like to give our praise and glory and honor to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai B'Asher Kakadash. And Lord willing is edifying. And on to the next one. Shalom.